Something I think that Laura said, and I'm sure she didn't mean it, that your local government isn't doing anything. I feel like Florida actually, especially Southeast Florida, does. Well, I would interpret it, and maybe I was just being sensitive. But certainly in Southeast Florida, where I am from, in Broward County and our fellow counties, we are working really hard to take action on climate change, both the energy side of things, greenhouse gas emissions, but also, of course, adapting to the climate impacts that we're already seeing, sea level rise, king tides, et cetera. And our main mechanism for doing that is, one of the main mechanisms is our 4-county regional climate change compact, which is really a groundbreaking collaboration among the 4 counties in Southeast Florida: Palm Beach, Broward, Miami-Dade, and Monroe, as well as many of our municipalities, educational institutions, businesses, nonprofit groups, but it's led by the 4 counties. And I think we're in our 8th year now, but it's really been a tremendous vehicle for us to learn from each other, to work together, to tackle this problem regionally. We are one metro area, so it makes sense to look at things like transportation, energy, water, sea level rise from a regional perspective. It's also a vehicle for helping us, individual municipalities or counties to make more rapid change. One county can kind of go out and take the lead on an issue, kind of develop a policy, and then make it available for other counties and other municipalities to grab and move forward. And so we all have our specific kind of interests and expertise, but this model has worked really well for us so far. And we're just beginning to really see its effectiveness on the greenhouse gas emission side of things and the energy side of things. We've done a lot on adaptation to date, but I think we're about to turn the corner on a lot of the energy and transportation issues as well. We have, because of the good work we've done, we've actually received some recognition nationally, just from other regions that are looking to do similar things, but even from the White House. We were named the Climate Action Champion community a few years ago as a result of the work we've done. Just brought some technical assistance and other opportunities to our region. That program is sort of phasing out, and a new program also run by the Department of Energy has kind of come into being, called the Better Communities Alliance, which I know Broward and Miami-Dade are members of, and I think some of our municipalities are joining, which is being, I think, pretty well positioned to continue even into the new administration for a good year or so, and there's a lot of nonprofit partners in that. So there's been a lot of excellent work in the Obama administration on, despite Congress not really appropriating a lot of money or creating a lot of good law. But there has been a lot of work in the administration, and they're making efforts to really entrench some of these programs that have benefited local communities. And so I think we're going to, as long as we can, take advantage of that opportunity. I do also want to mention some of the individual community actions we've taken at the county level and some of our municipalities. I'll give a shout out to the city of West Palm Beach, which set similar to St. Petersburg, set a goal of being a net zero energy community, I think by 2050. Which is probably in the vanguard of the communities in Southeast Florida. And they've already done tremendous work retrofitting a lot of their municipal parking garages. They actually were probably the first and only community to work with FPL to get more efficient street lights. After they did that, FPL kind of decided they didn't want to do that anymore. So thanks West Palm Beach, you ruined it for everyone else. But they did good on them that they were out on the vanguard on that. But the rest of my time, I'll talk a little bit more specifically about Broward County. I'm really proud to work for such a progressive county, and proud of the work that we do with our partners in the compact. But Broward, several years ago, set a goal very consistent with national goals of reducing our greenhouse gas emissions, total greenhouse gas emissions 80% over 2010 levels by 2050. We have shorter term goals of a 20% reduction in energy use, as well as a 20% renewable energy goal, and I'll be quite frank, we are a long way from getting to any of those goals. But the first step, I think, in making progress is setting a goal, and then, of course, you have to take action and measure your progress. But without goals, we're just fumbling around in the dark. So I'm really proud that we've set those goals, and of course, the hard work, that was the easy part. The hard work is actually creating the policies, making the investments to get us there. But we're starting. We've done our own local analysis, similar to some of the stuff that Dr. Fenton showed you, looking at, if we went, all of our houses where the rooftop solar is feasible, what effect that might have on our energy consumption, our greenhouse gases. If we, reduce vehicle miles traveled and really, invested in public transportation, et cetera. And we can, I think, reduce, just from our own local, what's available for us to take locally in our action, something like 40% towards that 80%. So we get about halfway there through action we can take locally. A lot of the rest is going to come from changes to the energy makeup that our utilities are producing, and other efforts at the state and national level. But we've done analysis, and so we know it's technically feasible. It's the political will, the investment, and the policies to get us there. One thing that we're quite proud of, and we worked with the Florida Solar Energy Center, Miami-Dade County, Orange County, Alachua County, and some municipalities, as well as Florida Atlantic University, was another Sunshot program called the Go Solar Florida Initiative, which was really meant to address the soft costs, the installation, financing, permitting costs of solar, which are the things that have, the manufacturing costs have come down tremendously, and you saw a lot of that reflected in what Dr. Fenton showed you. But those soft costs are incurred at sort of the point of installation, the point of permitting. And so those are things that are within the control often of local government. And so being able to streamline those processes has the potential to reduce those costs even further. And what the Go Solar Florida initiative, the main purpose of that was to create a sort of standardized permit generation system. So a homeowner could go online in a participating community, enter the, well, I'm sure with the assistance of their contractor, but how much solar they're going to plan to install, the orientation of the roof, the potential, configuration of it, enter in this information, and a customized set of plans will be could be outputted, rather than every individual community having to have their own system for this, for this to be custom done by hand every time. And that engine is basically on the point of launch after quite a bit of work. And we're going to actually have a conference, an event in March where that's going to be demonstrated. But this has the potential to really be revolutionary in Florida. And it's not something that we're going to hold on to protectively and not let anybody else use. It's meant to be shared widely. But this has the potential to really help to streamline the permitting process for solar and to make it much easier and cheaper for people and businesses to install it in the communities that adopt this plans engine. And we also, through that grant and that initiative, did a lot of work around looking at the existing and potential, likely potential financing options available both to local governments to put solar on their facilities, but also to assist residential and commercial property owners with putting solar on their homes and businesses. Broward, as well as many other locations in the state, have moved forward with property assessed clean energy programs. And this is a mechanism where a third-party lender basically makes use of the county's, whatever county it is, or city's property tax system, so that the financing, the payback for a loan to put solar on your home is actually on your property tax bill. And there's an advantage to that it travels with the property rather than the person, so that if you sell your home, the loan can theoretically be transferred to the new owner. We have rolled this out recently in the last year in Broward. The downside to this, unfortunately, is that the law in Florida allows these loans to be used not just for solar and energy efficiency projects, but also for kind of hurricane protection. We've got a lot of windstorm issues here, so you can put a stronger roof on your house, you can put in high-impact windows, and what we've seen from a lot of the programs around the state is that that's what people are using PACE financing to do. It's not a bad thing, but it's not provided the sort of boost to solar that we might have hoped. So there's an opportunity there to both to educate people more about the opportunities to do solar through the PACE financing mechanism, but also it gives us maybe a bit of a warning or encouragement to find other options for folks to finance solar, because they may be more interested in using this program for the windstorm protection. The solar co-op idea is something that we're exploring very assiduously in Broward, and I think we'll be launching sometime this year our own program to take advantage of those economies of scale. We're also in partnership with some of the other counties, discussion I guess, with some of the other counties in our region, Miami-Dade and Palm Beach, who received basically the kind of ability to issue some low-cost bonds to finance energy efficiency and renewable energy projects through a federal energy law several years ago, maybe it was 2006, 2008. It's called Qualified Energy Conservation Bonds. And I know Miami Dade is looking to use their allocation to purchase electric buses, which is really exciting. And Broward and Palm Beach counties were exploring the potential use of a third party who would make loans to commercial entities to put solar and do energy efficiency projects on their facilities. And the advantage to that for us would be that no money would change hands. We wouldn't ourselves be issuing any debt. This third party would be doing so, and so there'd be essentially no risk to local government. And for those of you who work with local governments, county commissioners, city commissions generally do not like risky projects. So we're pretty excited about this because this may really make this possible without any undue risk on our part. We've also, I've noticed a lot more appetite lately by our county commission to invest in solar projects. We're getting a lot of questions from the dais. Where's our solar? Where's our solar projects? And the division I work for, we're basically just policy, so we're not the ones designing projects. That's our public works division. But the fact that a lot of our commissioners, including our sole Republican commissioner, have started asking repeatedly, where's our solar, is a good sign. And I started thinking about it, this is not official policy, but just an idea I had. Often local governments have a 1% for public art program where out of a total government building project, 1% is set aside for art projects, to help beautify the space and welcome constituents into the facilities. And I was thinking, why don't we do something like that for renewable energy on our facilities as well, at another percent, so that when you're building in our case, a $500 million courthouse, you would have $5 million of that budget set aside for making sure that renewable energy could be installed there, or if it's not a proper site, somewhere else. And then finally, I want to talk about a water project actually, because Susan mentioned and others have mentioned the water energy nexus, and we have growing water demands. We're actually under a cap in Southeast Florida that we cannot withdraw any more from the aquifer than was drawn out in 2006. So if we want to continue to grow and support industry, we need to find alternative water supplies. And those can be very expensive. There are things like reverse osmosis, desalinization, which can be extremely expensive and very, very energy intensive. We're pretty excited in Broward, working with partners in Palm Beach and many of our water utilities, of a reservoir project in western Palm Beach County called the C51 Reservoir, which there's a little spot there next to the L8 Reservoir where the geology is a little bit tighter than it is elsewhere in Southeast Florida. So you're actually able to dig much deeper and hold water, a lot more water, because the reservoirs can actually be much deeper. And we're looking at that as an alternative water supply project for Broward. We would be able to use existing canals of the South Florida Water Management District and our secondary canals in Broward to move water into the western part of Broward County, recharge our aquifer, and offset the demands that we're expecting to get from more residents and more businesses. And the advantage of this is it's not energy intensive. Basically, we're digging a hole that's already being dug because it's a rock quarry now, but essentially setting it up as a water reservoir and using existing conveyance infrastructure, being able to take stormwater out of the C51 basin, which is a big issue. Storage throughout the Everglades system is a big issue. But that not only solves a lot of our water problems, it's also tremendously cost effective, and it uses almost no energy. So we in Broward, and I think many of us in Southeast Florida, are looking for a lot of these kind of win-win situations. It's not always that energy production has the water demand. There's also solutions to some of our water issues that are lower energy. So I just wanted to highlight that because we're pretty excited about that, and I'm looking to move that forward in the near future. And I'll stop there. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Casey. And next, we're going to hear from Jim Murley, the Chief